1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watched hours. That's what it takes to get monetized on this platform. That's the point at which you can choose to take a cut of the revenue that YouTube generates by putting ads before, during, and after your videos. A couple of weeks ago, on this channel created to share my love of sewing, knitting, and textiles, I reached these monetization thresholds. When I told some friends that this had happened, there were a few questions that kept cropping up. Are you an influencer now? I kind of hope not. How much money have you made? Honestly, very, very little. This recent video has so far earned me £1.82. Have any companies sent you free stuff yet? I've had one offer, which I politely declined because the product really went against one of my deeply held beliefs. I don't think any of these questions are particularly surprising, but I do think there are some way more interesting things to discuss when it comes to this strange YouTube milestone of monetization. Basically, it's brought up quite a lot of feelings. So at the risk of completely alienating the usual viewership of this channel, here are my thoughts. Normal programming will resume in the next video. First, some positive thoughts and feelings. I am honestly in utter disbelief that there are people who seem to like my videos and have subscribed to the channel in order to watch more of them. According to YouTube's own statistics, over 500 hours of video is uploaded to the platform every minute. And I think it's pretty cool that people have been watching mine. As a 40-year-old woman, I thought maybe I was a bit over the hill for starting something like this. We can talk about my internalized ageism in another video. But it turns out that was a load of bobbins. It's also been a pleasant surprise that reaching this point has been relatively quick. It's taken me about 4 months. I started this channel to have some fun making some videos and connect with some other crafters online, and now it feels like it's become a proper thing. Thousands of people have been watching my videos, and YouTube has decided to show them to more of those kinds of people. So much so that I am now having my own videos suggested to me when I scroll. What can I say? The internet's a weird place. But the main positive feeling I've been feeling is gratitude. I'm grateful I have the time and resources to dedicate to going off on a little venture like this without having the pressure of needing it to make me money or turning it into a side hustle in order to support myself. I love that I'm using some skills I gained from previous education and jobs I've had to create something fun or interesting or entertaining. I'm grateful that people are clicking on my videos and seem interested enough to stick around and watch them for a bit. And I'm grateful that it's given me a confidence boost that I think I really needed. This hasn't just come from the external validation of the nice comments that people leave or the likes on the videos. There is nothing quite like staring at your own face and listening to your own voice for hours on end whilst editing a video to really make you see and acknowledge yourself. And I've discovered that I don't actually look as bad as I thought I did. My voice isn't as cringy as I feared. I can be quite articulate, engaging even, and sometimes on occasion a little bit funny. Those are nice things to be able to recognise in yourself. But this YouTube thing has been bringing up some rather mixed feelings too. I have suddenly started to feel this pressure to perform, to post more regularly, to up my Instagram game, which is terrible by the way. In reality, I'm still trying to get a handle on creating these long-form videos, and I don't have a huge amount of time to dedicate to it between the day job and everything else. And I don't want to get sucked into creating content for the sake of views, because I feel like that's going to suck all the joy out of it. I've noticed I'm also consuming content differently now. I used to watch YouTube for information, advice, entertainment, inspiration, and I still do those things, but I'm also analysing how the videos are made. Is there a story arc? What's the camera angle? I wonder, could I ever make something that good? I feel like a complete beginner and I'm in total awe of the people that are just bloody brilliant at this. Joining the party has changed my relationship with the content, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing or whether it's just a thing. And here's a biggie. Am I inadvertently encouraging people to acquire more stuff, sew through more fabric, knit more jumpers that they don't really need? Anyone that watches the channel knows that recently I've been trying to use what I have and avoid buying more unnecessary stuff. But the irony of promoting that on a platform built on advertising is not lost on me. There is an ecological and climate emergency happening, and I really care about that. I care about using sustainable and recycled materials. I care about using my clothes until they literally fall apart and then harvesting the buttons and any remaining fabrics left to create new garments. I want to promote those habits, but is it all just eclipsed by the nature of advertising in this late-stage capitalist hellscape we find ourselves in? Or is it okay to tinker about making cosy videos about sewing projects because we need the homeliness and comfort that that provides? I also wonder, with 1 billion hours of YouTube being watched every day worldwide, is there already enough content out there? Am I just adding to the noise? Is this channel actually just pointless? Can someone hold my tea for a minute while I have a small existential crisis? I think between the relaxing escapism of chatting about the clothes that I've made, I would like sometimes to have something genuinely important to say, to add to the conversation and not just the soup. But if I do have something meaningful to say, am I really making any difference from this tiny corner of the internet that I've plopped myself in? And finally, as I go along this rather odd YouTubing journey, I'm wondering whether I'm starting to feel a little bit of something else. Exploited? Now that might sound ridiculous because I've chosen to do this. I chose to film the first video, edit it, put it on the internet. I chose to continue making more videos after that. And I have the luxury that I don't need to do it to supplement my income. It has been my choice to do all of this. But is there something inherently exploitative about YouTube? They're a business, they're entitled to make money, and they do that by selling advertising space to other big companies. And they get that in front of the public's eyes by mixing it in with videos made by people like me. Very few people are YouTube millionaires. In fact, most YouTubers aren't making any money at all. It's hard to find accurate data, but it's thought that less than 6% of people uploading content to YouTube have reached the monetization point, meaning 94% of people are providing this potential advertising space for free, and YouTube makes loads of money from that. Now, many of these channels will just be making videos for fun, uploading because it's a hobby. But there will be many people toiling away, sometimes for years, creating this content in the hope that one day their channel's going to explode and they'll be earning the big bucks. And they are providing all this labour in the meantime for free. Not long after I started this channel, I had a conversation with my dad that went something like this. Hey Jen, I've noticed your videos are being shown with adverts now. How much are they paying you? Well, Dad, it seems my channel has been deemed good enough to sell advertising on, but it's not been deemed good enough yet to give me a cut of the money. Oh. It was then several more months before I reached those monetization thresholds. And it hasn't really bothered me. I've been really enjoying making the videos. But does it feel a little bit icky that someone's getting very rich off the back of all of that unpaid labour? And now that I will be getting paid, as uneasy as taking money from advertising makes me, is it only fair that if someone's making money from my labour that I should get my cut? And do you, the YouTube viewer, feel exploited? After all, if a service is being provided for free, that often means that the product is in fact you. Your eyes and ears are being sold to advertisers. They are paying to get the stuff they're selling in front of you. And if you don't feel comfortable with that, would you be willing to pay the YouTube Premium subscription in order to use the service without the ads? So, will I be continuing with YouTube and see where it takes me? I think yes, for now, I will. I've been enjoying it. It has been largely a positive and interesting experience. I am interested to see whether I'll actually make any significant amount of money out of it. Will I start accepting deals with brands if more offers come my way? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe. What I do know is that I don't want to ever directly promote something that goes against my beliefs or my own personal ethics. And with that, I think it's time for me to sign off. I will see you next time.